Welcome to Bible for the Busy Woman with me, Melissa Younger. Today we're going to be talking about Matthew 2, verses 1 through 12. The previous chapter explored who Jesus was, why he's important, and how he was born. In today's passage, we're going to hear about where and when Jesus was born. So grab your Bible and follow along. Matthew 2, 1 through 2 says, "Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we saw his star when it rose, and have come to worship him." So here we get some new characters. And from the text we know that Herod is the king and the wise men are visitors from the east. The Greek word we translate as wise men is magoi, which might make you think of magicians. These guys would have come from a high caste of pagan priests who used astrology, wisdom literature, and magical incantations to understand the present times and make predictions. It's possible they heard about Judaism from Jews who were still living in the East after the exile, and they may have been familiar with Balaam's prophecy in Numbers 24:17, which says, "I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not near. A star shall come out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. It shall crush the forehead of Moab and break down all the sons of Sheth." The wise men knew the appearance of a new star meant a powerful ruler was being born. Then the scene changes to give us Herod's perspective. It's kind of like when we're following the heroes of the story and then suddenly we get a peek inside the bad guy's lair. So Matthew 2, 3-8 says, "When Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And assembling all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. They told him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for so it is written by the prophet, And you, O Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for from you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod summoned the wise men secretly and ascertained from them what time the star had appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, "Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word that I too may come and worship him." We'll talk about Herod more in the next video, but all you need to know right now is that he was very paranoid about being dethroned. He killed one of his wives and one of his own sons because of his paranoia. So when we hear that he is troubled, that's not good news. The prophecy is an Old Testament reference to Micah 5:2. The book of Micah talks about Israel and Judah's impending judgment. The good news is the Lord promises a ruler who will bring peace and shepherd his flock, and this ruler will come from Bethlehem. The Jewish scribes and chief priests find this piece of information, which confirms that the wise men are on the right track, but it only fuels Herod's paranoia. We know from later in the text that Herod does not want to worship the child, but he does a good job of pretending to be a good guy here. So our last section sees the wise men finding what they seek in verses 9-12. After listening to the king, they went on their way, and behold, the star that they had seen when it rose went before them until it came to rest over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced exceedingly with great joy, and going into the house, they saw the child with Mary his mother, and they fell down and worshipped him. Then, opening their treasures, they offered him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they departed to their own country by another way. So last few notes on this passage. What was the star that these wise men followed? Our best guess is a supernova, which Korean and Japanese astrologers place around the time of Jesus' birth. Thus, the wise men who habitually studied the stars saw this new phenomena and interpreted it as a sign of a new ruler. The gifts that the wise men brought were items that were used to build Solomon's temple, making a connection to the Old Testament kings. Keep in mind, the wise men who worship Jesus are just pagan dudes who think he is a special king. So why does Matthew mention them? This is because Jesus is the King and Messiah for everyone. He is the King that all will bow down to in the end, no matter what they believe. Jesus came in humility as a baby, but the truth is he is a king. And I want you to ask yourself, Am I willingly exalting and bowing before Jesus as my Lord, my King, my God, and willing to let Him lead me today? So I hope that's encouraging to you. Join me for my next videos, which come out every Monday. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video. But let's stay in the Word and seeking the Lord together.